White Stakes Moby. I'm here with a bit of a different video for you today. We're going to look at some hands from Artigian Poker. He recently posted a video, in his opinion, that 2NL was unbeatable, mainly due to the rake structure and the players being really nitty and difficult to get money from. So obviously I strongly disagree with this. You can check out the Bankroll Challenge on my channel where we've cruised out to 2NL and we're currently playing 5NL. And I think there's a little section here where we're going to talk through. I think it typifies why he's finding it difficult to make money playing 2NL poker at the minute. So we'll have a look at it and I'll just give you my opinion on what I would have done in these hands and what I'd put the villain on. And then if you agree with me, great, drop a like, subscribe, comment on it. If you think I'm talking absolute nonsense, drop me a message in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to take any criticism. So anyway, let's have a look.
They folded anyway there, but yeah, I could not really make that decision, but I think I probably would have folded because
So two fairly standard opens, ace-5 suited, great, and 6-4 suited. Personally, it's not in my opening range. I like to play a little bit tighter because you get people calling with absolute rubbish. So standard call from the big blind, and in the small blind, usually a little bit tighter than the big blind, a call from there as well.
I made it quite big there, and he still min-clicked it. Here I'm going to check.
So on the flop, we go for a 1/3 c-bet size, and on table 1, and a check on table 2. For me, table 2, in position, is I just c-bet my entire range. Any pocket 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, they would have folded there with an ace-high board, so I would have just bet it. And then table 1, we get bet, and then we get raised. So on the right hand side here, taking table 1, what would our villain raise our continuation bet with on the flop? So this is what I've assigned him. I would give him all the strong queens, and then maybe queen 10 off, queen 10 suited, the sets, pocket 6s, pocket 2s, and pocket queens. Unlikely that he's got queens. I would have expected those to be 3-bet pre-flop. But at this stake, you don't know. We don't have any notes on the player, so I've left them in there. So once he's raised my c-bet, me personally, even though it's a small size, I would have just folded. I'd have been out of that hand on table 1. I wouldn't have continued whatsoever. So for me, table 1, I'd have folded at this point. Table 2, for me, on the flop, auto c-bet.
We are getting check raised, and this is one where oh no, on both I have to call here and here. On this one I'm just gonna click this one.
I think this is a total misplay. Once he's raised you, are you trying to get a queen to fold? Bare minimum. So if he's got a set 6s, 2s or queens, he's going to jam all in here. A 2NL players do not slow play sets, it just goes in. So I think this is suicide. This is fine, standard call really. You've picked up loads of equity with the flush draw, absolutely fine with that.
Back. Oh, and now we have backdoored into the flush here on the right, and he bets half pot. I think we can raise this one. 21.
Great, I love this decision to raise on the river once you've been bet into, but let's assign villain here a range. So if we think about what he would bet turn with, pretty sure he would bet any queen and any ace. Aces I would expect to maybe bet a little bit bigger, but we don't know. So bare minimum, I think he's betting with a queen or an ace. And when we get to this point on the river, when our flush is completed, if we assign this player an ace, which is what I would be targeting, I would be targeting the top end of his range, and I would put him on an ace. At 2NL, how many players, after it's gone check on the flop, do you think are going to fold an ace? Because I think it's none. So this re-raise size, I don't think it's big enough. bare minimum here, I'd be going 6x what he's putting in, so I'd be raising it to at least 36 big blinds. If you have any notes on this player, that he's a calling station, I would be tempted to go all in, because I don't think they're capable of folding. And in fact, I know most of them aren't capable of folding. So bare minimum here, I'd be going 36 big blinds. Personally, against a player I don't know, I would bump this up to 50. I'd have gone 50 bigs. And if I knew him and he was a calling station, I would be putting him all in, because I know he won't fold. So this is far too small, which is the error on table 2.
1. Calls and he mucks.
And there was zero thought in that from the player who called him muck there. He just called straight away. It was an instant call, not a single thought. So I'm pretty sure if you'd have piled more money in there, you would have got a call.
That is excellent. And here on the left, I just think this on this board he is.
So we'll go back to table 1 there. We've then c-bet, raised, re-raised, and he's called. So sets wise, we'll take them out because at 2-L, the sets are going all in on the flop at this point. People don't slow play the sets, it's going all in. So we'll take them out of his range.
He's got a lot of weak stuff, and now we are actually in a good spot here because we have the flush draw, but the question is whether we should open this one up again. But I think I do want to. Oh, well, okay, we just check by default once again, and he checks the river, and I think now I can try to go for value again. I'm going.
So if we look at the range of hands we've assigned villain here, I think this is misplayed again. I wouldn't have been in this hand, as I've said, but for value, if you're going to bet, this I would have made smaller, because we look at villain's range of hands here, we're only beating the Queen Jack offsuit, King 10 offsuit, Queen Jack suited and King 10 suited combos here. If you are going to bet, I'd have made this a lot smaller.
Just over half pot. Because if he had a queen, or if he happens to have a king, he might look me up. Oh, he has a king and a queen.
Bit of a value on there. Once I've got to that point on the river, I don't hate going for a bit of value, but I just can't see what's going to call us that we beat that much, really. There's a couple of hands, a couple of combinations of hands. I think it's really thin looking for value at that point, and when you're looking for really thin value, you've got to make your bet size smaller at 2-L. And if they come over the top of you, it's an easy fold. You're not playing against Daniel Negreanu here. You have all of the sets. You have ace king, aces and kings. Just keep it simple. Fold that hand on table 1 when there's aggression on the flop, and it'll save you a fortune when you get into little spots like that. So, in a nutshell, that's my opinion on those hands, and I think that those 2 hands in particular are a good example why I think you found it difficult to try and make money at 2-L. Feel free to comment on this if anyone's got any comments on it. Drop a like on it, and if someone would subscribe to get me to 20 subscribers, because I hate being on 19, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and that's all for this one.